Okay, says we're live. Hello. Ooh, just wiggled a little bit. Um, we have new, slightly new, minusculely different setup. I do have a new monitor. I made the decision that the TV that I bought was not a clear enough picture because high contrast text for long periods of time like really made my eyes feel strained because the image was not clear enough. So I got a deal on a computer monitor. Love a deal, and set it up yesterday, and it's great. So excellent. But because of that, I rearranged where the camera normally sits. So the camera normally sits just like a wee bit higher. So there's like maybe a that much shorter viewpoint, uh, which doesn't make much of a difference, but it probably has a little bit difference. But anyway, we are excited that it's Friday. I'm seeing Bestie and her babies tomorrow. We have made sort of like a contingency plan that there's a place that has outdoor walking paths, but also they have like a little indoor area that hopefully will distract the kids if the weather is bad enough. Um, because we have had like, hey, it's gonna rain like for a whole week, and like the rain is so minuscule, less than 5/10 of a point of an inch type thing. So it has not amounted to much. But of course, the day that you're gonna plan to have an outing is the day that it would be crazy, right? So I'm anticipating that happening tomorrow. But anyway, it'll be fun. I also set up part of June's bullet journal. I started that on Wednesday, yes. And y'all helped me pick out that we were going to do the blue and gold stained glass and sort of like celestial vibes. I had the perfect amount of stickers, y'all. The perfect amount of stickers. So at the moment, this is sort of like what I have. I have the holographic window stickers and moon stickers. Oops, I skipped a page there. Here we go. So I have relatively this layout. So some days are like a little shorter than others. Most of the time, those are days that like I'm not doing a great deal. And so we'll just do an abbreviated to-do list. But yeah, so the only thing is that I have not finished them because I was like, I'm running out of energy. Don't want to just like continue to do it. So I have these to finish. And I also I'm considering, because these, one, I have to put the gold instead of the yellow up here. That's one thing. The other thing is these don't quite look like stained glass. So I'm debating between like leaving them as is, sort of like more minimalist, or trying to make it look a little bit more stained glass border wise. So I have the little like notepad thing where I might could do one of the short windows and just kind of sketch in what I'm thinking and see how that looks compared to just the blue and yellow / gold highlights. So I don't know, because what I'm thinking is mainly that I would do a black border. So like we have the outer black border, but I would need to like cut this as if it's two different panels of glass, and then like have the black border extend down, have another little cut in here, and then again sort of like maybe a little double line, but maybe not color in down here, because I feel like I don't want to too much color, because it's already pretty colorful by the time I get done. So I don't know if you have any. If you wanted to stay more minimalist versus if you think I should, once I have the mock-up, let me know which one you prefer, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I said hello. Stacy said, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Also, don't forget to swing by Mom Maggie's channel. She's got the latest audio chapter posted. Monique says, I've been feeling stir crazy. Uh-oh. Is the weather good enough that you can go outside? Do you have an excuse to go outside? Do you need grocery shopping? Do you need to go thrifting? Do you, any of that kind of stuff? Do you have like botanical gardens near you that you could get out and like walk around and stuff like that without spending an excessive amount of money type thing? That kind of thing. Megan, hello. So you're not working on anything at the moment because you've been focusing on school. Fair enough. But you needed to share about your group project. Yes. Was this the same group project that the guy was like, nobody has been in contact with me? Boo-hoo. I don't want to do all the work. And then you had to send in receipts. And then the professor's like, I don't care. This is not, y'all deal with this. That same group project? Okay. Okay, Stacy's update. Brother is still staying with y'all, but we are working on getting him moving around more so he is currently out with a friend for an hour or so. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad that he is feeling up to short little excursions, because that will impart some sort of normalcy, but also like motivation to like, return to normal life. It's been rainy / cloudy this whole week here in Texas. It's been very cloudy, but we had like maybe 30 minutes of a good rain on, I guess it was Wednesday late afternoon. And then yesterday we had like a tiny sprinkle. It was pathetic. Megan says, last night you're up until 3 a.m. redoing a presentation because your group member made the presentation with AI. I just want to roll my eyes. So you told the professor, redid the whole presentation, and then this morning the professor tells you the AI use is okay. I'm sorry, what? Your professor doesn't care that his students don't actually do the work? That's weird and mind-boggling. That's just frustrating, because I would think that there would be something in the syllabus that says no AI, unless you are specifically talking about AI uses in marketing. But that feels very, as long as you don't use it wholesale. But that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing, because how is he going to tell when somebody, that's just ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. I do not agree with your professor. I think your professor is probably being lazy and grading things with AI. Anyway, Monster's on a trip to DC and she fainted the first day. Oh no! She's fine, just did not hydrate enough, and she comes back tonight. Okay, I'm glad she's fine. And hopefully she will remember to hydrate. But yikes, that's scary. That's scary. Sorry, I'm not yawning for this. I'm just, yeah. Goodness gracious. I'm glad she's okay. Monique says, love the stained glass motif. They turned out, the arches took me a while to do, but it turned out better than I thought it would. But I'm also, because I did everything hand drawn, like the straight lines look a little wonky and whatnot, but that's okay. It's okay. Also, Monique got your Planning with K stickers yesterday. Yay! Excellent. So frustrating, Megan. Just grr. She says you're currently writing a letter to Monster. Make sure, yes. Okay. Writing a letter to Monster. One of her teachers is going to be handing them out next week before school ends for the year. Oh, that's nice. Sort of like I've seen you grow this much this year type of letter. That's sweet. I like that. Afterwards, I could add in the stained glass lines, even if not the color, so it's easier to read. Yeah, true. And I'm sort of like on the fence about whether or not I want to do at least a little bit of the border. Yeah, ahead of time. Anyway, you're hoping to go out either today or on Monday, so that way it'll help with your stir craziness. Yes. Yes, same project. Oh my gosh, Megan. This is why I hate group projects. And I hate them for you too. No fun. No fun. Okay, so brother isn't wanting to get out, but we are kind of guilt tripping him because we know the movement will help him start to get some stand up. This is true. This is true. Yeah, I would be livid too. Yeah, yeah. He uses the app from the textbook to do all of her homework. So yeah. Yeah. Oh well. You're okay. How soon does this class end? When will this particular hell be over? And please tell me you don't have to take his class again during the course of the degree. Okay, visionary I Ching following, number 17. Lake above, thunder below. You cannot change the direction of the wind, but by frequently adjusting your sails, you can arrive at your destination and inspire others. This is true. So you can't always control the world around you. You can't always control how other people are going to react or how other things are happening around you, but you can control how you react. And that is very important to remember. And one of the things that I'm trying to work on, but I'm still struggling over here, is that I don't want to always be a negative Nancy, but I find myself complaining way more than I would like. And so I'm trying to work on it. But it frequently slips out. Monique says, today I feel like working on Rita and Danny's romantic subplot. Ooh, nice. Letters to Monster, and it's supposed to be about how proud we are. Yes. I like it. Megan says, I didn't even tell you I had to stay up until 3 a.m. last week because you had to redo the spreadsheet because the dude made up the numbers. Are you compiling a list of this? Like, are you compiling a list of this? And would it be detrimental to you to send it to the dean of academic integrity or whatever that position would be, with names and receipts? Would it be detrimental to your degree doing so? Or are you wanting to send it like as you are exiting? Just a thought. Next week is when the class ends. Fantastic. So relevant to your situation. Yes. In terms of the card that Kara pulled, I think so. Yes. Complaining is good for your health in certain doses and with certain approaches. Yes, but I feel like I do it too much. So I'm trying to work on it. Megan says, I have lists and screenshots. Good. Do you have anything from the dude admitting that he made it up? Because that would go over real well with whoever's in charge of academic integrity. you know. Rita and Danny have a very cozy friends to lovers dynamic. Danny is also a wooby, and he's got a lot of trauma and needs a hug. What's a wooby? I don't know what this is. Okay, that's not it. Internet says a wooby is a poncho liner. That is not it. A blanket? Look it up on TV tropes. Okay. Name for any type of character who makes you feel extremely sorry for them. Okay. Okay. Makes more sense than a poncho liner. So, yeah. Probably not worth it until you graduate next semester. Gotcha. It was on video call, so no hard evidence. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I think what I'm going to do first is I've got to set up June because June is coming faster than I like to admit. And I am partially through with it. So, but I think what I'll do first is I will make the mock-up so that I can have that. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do is I'm going to make a mock-up first. I will ask for your opinion then. And we will go from there. Stacy says, I actually do want to write, but today I need to get the letter written because it's due today. Isn't it funny how Bestie was complaining because her daughter is in pre-K at this point? I think that's right. And has homework. She's like, which means I have homework. So she was, I mean, they're things like looking at a, video of or a picture of a jungle and having her daughter trying to identify things. So not like super hard, but does require time and may not have been what you were planning to do for the evening. So Megan says, I'm vacationing in June. It's so exciting. Yes. You deserve a well-rested, fun vacation after all of the nonsense. So, all right, let's do the cats. And then the card. So the cat for yesterday, which says, peony for your thoughts. Instead of penny. Peony for your thoughts. Very cute. Very small looking. Looks very kittenish. And then we have some very fluffy kittens who are admitting that their mother was a Furby. There we go. Block some of the light. Look at the one over here. Look at his face. They all look a little wide-eyed and like, what's happening? What's happening? The gray one here seems to be the only one that's not looking sort of up. But they look so fluffy. They look so fluffy. Okay, we are very much out of focus now. Can this little teeny tiny sheet do its job? No. Okay. We will just deal with the blur for a second while I get the card. Ooh, today we have the badger. Nice. Badger's one of my favorites. And I think it goes well with the card that Kara pulled. It's number 4. So here we have our badger. Be fearless and bold. I love the badger. So cute with the little black-eyed Susans. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to try and refocus because why not? Oops. Nope. That's not going to do. Can't do that one-handed. Sorry, y'all. And here I thought I was Gonna be good. All right. Blank page. And there we are in focus. Excellent. Okay. Sorry for the fuzz, y'all. We're just simulating what it looks like without my glasses. Okay, so be fearless and bold. The badger rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with the spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form in your world. The gift of badger is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is a time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that the Spirit has deemed best for you. The badger says you have what it takes to get what you want, so assert yourself. Be fearless, be bold, shining your light as your purpose calls you into the world. New relationships are also given a green light. Don't be afraid to make the first move. The badger loves your brave and mighty heart. So there you go. Our badger friend loves your brave and mighty heart. I like it. Okay, so now that we have that, and again, my intention is to finish June's setup. And if I have any time after that, then I am going to be editing, which is probably why I'm focusing on the June setup, because I don't really want to edit today. But you know, okay. You told Sean yesterday that you earned a sheet cake for all this. Yes, you did. Absolutely. What flavor sheet cake are you getting? I would also be tempted by a cookie cake, not gonna lie. But sheet cakes are very good too. Especially, like, I do like the Publix sheet cakes. They're very tasty. Stacy says Furbies are scarier than gremlins. True. Kitties never admit to this. Never admit that your mom is a Furby. Agreed. Monique says, I pulled the 10 of Wands. Ooh, I think that's the overburdened but almost there card. I think. Is that right? I don't know. Another good card for your situation. Yes. Ooh, tiramisu sheet cake sounds fantastic. It does sound fantastic. Yum. Okay. Make this big again. Okay, view. Navigation pane. Looking for 10 of Wands. Card of oppression, an overburdened laborer struggling under the weight of a heavy load of timbers. But yes, but like in the distance that you can see is the finish line. So feels like temporary, but like it can feel all consuming at the moment type of thing. I don't know where I would acquire it, but I want one. So Costco has it's not like a full flat tiramisu sheet cake, but they do have like a layered, like log almost. So it's not like the sheet cake that I think of as like a shorter cake that's like big, but they do have sort of like a log-esque tiramisu cake. And everybody has raved about it. I've not had it personally, but I hear it garners really good reviews. So if you have a Costco membership / Costco near you, or someone that has a membership that you could, sneak in with as their +1. Okay. And also you could ask at the bakeries and the grocery stores if they have one or if they could make one for you. So, yeah. Okay. You've got the fancy membership. So do we. So do we. So there you go. So check out the Costco one. I mean, I don't know that they do samples of it, so you can't like check the taste beforehand, I don't think, because I think that's one that they don't do samples of. But yeah. You think the Ten of Wands reflects Rita at the beginning of the story. She finished teaching, a year of school, got to watch her kids graduate, but now she's burdened with planning a whole wedding. Yeah, it never stops. It never stops. That's the one thing. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to hold this up. Okay, again, I'm going to be working in the journal first. Videos. Let's do the duckies, because they are relatively easy to get to. Okay. So let's do this. 1, save your document or pull up whichever document you think you're going to be working on. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with. Go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders back, that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I think I have done the first outlining of all of the rest of the stained glass windows. And I've started to do the layering of the color. Anyway, so essentially what I've got is I've got my little mock-up so that we can kind of see options. So here is with like the little gold bit over top of the yellow, and no additional lines. So that's what that looks like. Then here is with the gold over top, with just a little bit of lines, still kind of minimalistic. And I've got my water tracker and movement tracker up underneath the date. So just a little bit of extra lines there, not a whole lot. And then there is this one. So there'd be color all around and a couple more separations. So no additional lines. Little bit of lines. Or lots of lines. If you have a preference, let me know. Yeah. So again, if you have a preference, let me know. This is how busy it will look. It's not even like complete yet, but this is the format of the week. I have a weekly notes, then the days, and then essentially like the rest of the week, and then a reflection area. So if you have a preference between leave it as is, add a little bit more lines, or add quite a bit more lines and color, let me know. If you don't care, it's fine. Also fine. Kayla Grace, hello, welcome. I asked what Kayla was working on today. Kayla is going to be listening to The Shield of Sparrows and working on Project EDS. Nice. Monique is outlining, and in a little twist on the whole marriage timeline, Felicity and Rita are in therapy with the minister who offers counseling. Okay. They need therapy because while Felicity and Rita have known each other since they were kids, they lead very different lives, and Rita wants to make sure that Felicity can trust her, which is good. Trust is good. Here we go. We were slightly out of focus. Also, in a lot of places, it's sort of like a prerequisite to have some sort of marriage counseling before you get married. So you have to like get a minister to sign off on it, type of thing. I don't know how much that is common anymore. Especially, I don't think it's common, like if you are just getting like civil, like doing the paperwork, getting married at the courthouse type of thing. But I think it still is kind of common if you are using a church as a venue. Oftentimes that minister then is minister, pastor, preacher, whoever is the ordained, like doing the marriage. And oftentimes they request/require that you go through premarital counseling with that ordained person prior to getting married. The marriage counseling stuff will definitely be a subplot. They're not doing a religious ceremony, but the therapy is still needed. Yeah, which is, I think, a good point. But yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm still sort of like on the fence about things in terms of the, let's try this, like laundry, stream, prep, stream, groceries, gas. Okay, chapter 8, revision, chapter 9, elaborate. Okay, so if I add that in, that's how that would look. Versus, again, if I add laundry, stream, prep, stream, groceries, gas. Chapter 8, revision. Chapter 9, elaborate. Unfortunately, I think I like the more color version. I don't love the lines on either side, so maybe I'll just do one line here. Yeah, I don't know, but I think I like the more color one, which of course I do. Kayla says, so the Shield of Sparrows is a romantasy, apparently. Not sure how you feel about it yet. Were you expecting it to be just a fantasy? And that was sort of like the expectations you went into it with? Because sometimes that can be a little jarring. Yeah. Do you feel like it's out of nowhere, sort of like out of pocket? Like you haven't developed the characters enough to have that romance element of it? Expecting it to be just fantasy. Yeah, that could be a surprise. Also, if it's a spicy romantasy, that makes a difference too. Because if you weren't expecting spicy times and then all of a sudden they're everywhere, that kind of is a little jarring. Hopefully they are not everywhere. And the story is still enjoyable. Okay. Let's do the second sprint. And I'm going to make a decision and sort of go with it. It's really good so far. No spice or romance. 17% in. That's why you're confused. Oh, maybe it's a slow burn then. Maybe it's a slow burn. Okay. Let's do this. So 1, save your document or pull up whichever one you're switching to. 2 is make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Don't forget to answer the poll. What is something your main character would toss into the fire? Potatoes or more food, more wood, a diary or journal, or evidence of crimes? What would your main character toss into the fire? Don't forget to answer that. And also make sure you do your self promo. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how did you do? I decided to at least go in and do the basics before I like commit to doing a whole lot more work. That way, if I wind up not having the time between now and um, the end of May to finish this, it'll be okay. I will still have a functional journal. So that is the goal. So I am to June 28th for the most part. I'm still working on this last week. I've just got like some decoration thingies to add, and like the water tracker and stuff like that. But everything else, color wise, is the basics is done. So yeah. So I've added near the reflection. Okay, there we go. So I've added like a little column area for wins for the week and then things to try for the next week. And yeah. So that's that. Yeah. What did you get done that sprint? I see a couple of you did your self promos, which is great. Kara's has new book promos up on the book blog, Reader's Roost. Kara has a new post up on Substack as well, Ornery Owl's Roost. Monique has a Memorial Weekend sale for Amazon. The novel My Ex is a Vampire is on sale. Ebook is $5. Paperback is $10.99. Here's the link for that. But in the meantime, Monique is taking a lunch break. Something you saw on Instagram made you realize you have to address fat phobia when it comes to Rita, and you have no idea how you're going to do it. So are you saying she shows tendencies of fat phobia, or that she has dealt with it and sort of internalized the criticism that comes from society's general fat phobia? So, because those are two very, very different sides of the same coin. Need to figure out how you're going to approach the issues as a whole. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. All righty. I'm close to having the basics of this done, y'all. Close. And again, I'm just for the moment, like it needs to be functional, and that's basically it. I need to have the function first. Decoration is nice, but function first. She says as she decorates another page. Can't stop myself. No, it'll be good when it's done. I need to have enough decoration to make me happy to be in here, but also leave enough functionality space. So that's where we are for that. Yeah, weddings, especially with chapters take place in the summer. Yeah, people, yeah, the whole like summer body conversations, fitting into a wedding dress in the first place. If you're going to have a pool party after the fact, yeah. You wrote a bit in the outline where Rita decides to wear a colorful bathing suit on 4th of July. Okay, so maybe some comments from people, potentially. All right, it's 2:42. How do we do this? Like, even I feel like we've been working normally And yet somehow I'm still am gonna run over time. I don't oh well, it's fine. I'm gonna scroll this next one down to 25. That way I don't take up your entire Friday afternoon. Um, there we go. Now 'tis the correct time. Okay. I should finish this like maybe probably 10 minutes because I've got the June wrap up pages and then the quarter two wrap up pages that I also have to make titles for. Shouldn't be too crazy. I should be done in 10 minutes. That's my goal. I should be done in 10 minutes with this, but we shall see. With just the basics. Again, I'm still debating as to which version of the mock-up I like better. If I'm going to add more decorative bits and things to it. Anyway, Funky is excited because it's Friday and it's a long weekend. Yes, it is. All right, let's go ahead and do this sprint, 25 minutes. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Yay! Stacy got the letter sent to the school. Excellent. Yay! 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that is the end of that sprint. Definitely took me longer to do this than I thought, but that seems to be always the case. So I now have a fully functional spread for the entirety of June. I just basically, like, I needed to get the basics done so that I could use it if I decide I don't want to do any additional artwork / decoration. But I can also choose to add it as I go, or just, if I have time. So, but for the most part, it is functional and all good. And I have my 2 pages at the end for the June wrap up, and then the Q2 reflection. So I've got those. It's all good. And then the other pages that are left are, I have one earmarked for sort of like pros and cons for size differential for choosing the next Bujo. And then planning what to migrate, take, redraw, etc. And then a Q3 brainstorm. And then I have an extra page. And that's all that I have. So this size, if you are doing like a third of a page for your you're doing vertical columns for your weeklies. This will do 6 months. So you're doing a third of a page vertical columns. But yeah, I probably could have made that last all year, but I didn't want to because I've got other pretty journals that I should use. And I like having extra space and not feeling super cramped. So Stacy got the letter sent to the school. Fantastic. Funky arrived and was sipping coffee. Kara says, thanks for the sprints. Lunch is in the oven, and you're headed off to recovery Dharma chronic pain and health conditions meeting. Nice. Hope the meeting is good and lunch is tasty. Stacy says, I was going through email and then you got a headache, so you have a blanket literally wrapped around your head. Gotcha. Is there a sprint on Monday since it's I'm planning on it. Like, I don't have anything special planned for Memorial Day. We might cook some beef, but like that doesn't generally require, like the way that we cook beef doesn't generally require me to like be at the grill or at the stove. So it's all good. So yes, there should be sprints on Monday. So, all right, let's save our document one more time. And I will have to do an editing sprint this evening, but it's okay. I got my journals set up for June. It's progress. And I also just didn't want to edit that part. So maybe I'll get an editing sprint in this evening, or I'll get some other writing related sprint in this evening. But yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see y'all soon. All right. Bye.